What's up, everybody? This is Paul 619, and you're watching Conversations with the Community. So today I have one of my homies backstage. He is one of the amazing friends. We've been friends for a while. The thing is, on my live stream on Tuesday nights, Tuesday night Amazing Friends. He actually took over the birthdays. So the thing is, I'm like I always thank him that he took that off my plate, but I just can't thank him enough. He does such a great job. I mean, I did it like here, and he went it with that well up here with it, and I really appreciate what he does. Besides that, everything that else he does on the show. So, let me bring in my friend. It's his Kevin Random Reads.
Hey, y'all.
All right, what's up, Kevin?
Not much, man. I'm wearing
Right
this
on,
shirt.
right on. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love that shirt. All right, let's get started. Okay, so how did you get into comics?
What's a comic?
How did you get into comics?
I don't even know what that is. No, I'm just.
Like, oh, oh.
What is a comic? I've never heard of those. How did I get into comics?
Yeah.
Man, that's. God. I guess it was my cousins. I used to go to my grandmother's over the summers, and my cousins were a few years older, and they would pick up these Archie digests.
Yeah.
And that's probably the first comics I ever looked at, and
That's
learned to read.
Yeah.
And then I went to this little thrift store near my house. My mom took me there. I was probably 6 or 7, maybe in the first grade or so. And they had this, the old brown grocery sacks, and it was full of Richie Rich comics, and whatever Harvey stuff. And I'm sitting there looking at it and going through it, and the old lady that ran the place said, "Oh, honey, you can have those if you want them," and gave me the whole bag.
Oh, that's a great memory. So that's pretty much how you started doing collecting comics?
Yeah, I got those Richie Riches. Now, collecting, probably, it wasn't long after that I picked up Spider-Man, and I think one of the first books I got my mom to buy me was Peter Parker #1, first Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man, and I liked it, and I asked my mom, and she subscribed me to about 3 different books from Marvel. They came in
Oh
that
wow.
brown wrapper and folded in half and crammed
I
in
was
your
gonna say,
mailbox.
did they have that crease down the middle?
Yep.
That's so cool.
But yeah, that's when I started collecting. Kept
Very
buying
nice.
Peter Parker probably for about 7 or 8 years, up to about issue 150 or so, something like that.
Yeah. Well, I know that you're an avid reader, and you're also a big enthusiast when it comes to music. I know
Yeah.
you like your rock and your your metal. I saw those old pictures of you when you had like super long hair.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is that you and I are not that far from age wise. So we
Right.
pretty much went through the same stuff as far as like,
The TV
the
shows
80s,
and
the
movies.
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. That was good times, man. That was good
For sure. I
times.
remember going, I was, I guess, 11 years old when Star Wars came out in theaters, and went with my
Yeah.
mom and dad to see it. And then they brought it to the little theater near my house, and I rode my bicycle up there. And I kept counting. I saw it 32 times at the matinee at the little
Wow.
theater.
The original Star Wars?
Yeah, A New Hope, the first
A
one.
New Hope, yeah. Dude, that's awesome. So, what inspired you to do comic book content on YouTube?
Well, it was 2020. You couldn't get out much, so I started gardening, and I started watching YouTube to find out how to do my garden. And I realized there's all these people really no different than me making stuff for YouTube about gardening. I'm like, well, hell, I can do
Yeah.
that. So I started a little gardening channel, and I just wasn't that into it. I couldn't get excited about gardening like I did other stuff. So
Yeah.
I started buying baseball cards again. I used back in the '90s, like everyone else. I was a big collector of just about anything, and baseball cards, football cards were. I worked at a shop, a collectibles shop, as the football card guy for
Oh,
about 8 years.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, I know your channel used to be Random Rips, and then
Hmm.
you changed it to Random Reads.
Well, you see, this guy Boggs, I met when I was doing the card channel. I was
Yeah.
ripping Pokemon every three packs a day for probably a year. That's how I got so many subscribers. Those shorts, no
Yeah.
doubt, shorts get you subscribers, especially Pokemon shorts. Jeez. But I had a lot of fun doing that card channel. Met some really really cool people that I still go and hang out with, like
Yeah.
Aaron, sports cards and things on Friday night. He does that
Yep.
late night show. I'm always
Mhm.
over there, and some really not good people. But then Boggs introduced me to Trev, the shipping guru,
Yeah.
and I saw these comics and all these you know different variations. They didn't have that crap last time I collected. I probably quit collecting comics around 2006, 2007. And through the years, I've sold my collection multiple times. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wish I had what I sold in the early '90s back. I'd be a millionaire. But yeah, that's the way
We
it goes.
all. Oh man, as a collector, yeah, I have. I think we all have stories like that. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah, my worst one
Anyway.
is, well, back in I guess 1984, I was a junior in high school, and a guy had opened a comic book shop right around the corner from my house, just right there. I could walk through it, and that was probably '82. He opened that, and I got to know him. Hung out there, helped him bag and board and stuff. And one day he got a shipment of stuff in, and he got some promotional comics with it. Just here, sell these. And he said, "Man, I'm not going to be able to sell this crap. You want one?" And he had gotten four of them, and he gave me one. Guess it was 5 years later, '89. I walked into the comic shop that was in Macon after college one day. It's like, man, I'm gonna stop by. I ain't done comics in years. When I
Yeah.
graduated high school, comics were the last thing on my mind. Like most people, it's girls, cars,
Yeah. Music.
especially
Yeah.
girls. But
Yeah. Yeah. For
so I
sure.
walked in that shop, and it was like, man, they got some really different looking comics. More Vertigo had started, and I'd been a
Oh,
big
there you
Swamp
go.
Thing fan. Loved Swamp Thing when Alan Moore was doing it, and I saw stuff like that. I was watching DuckTales, and I saw that they had new Scrooge comics. They had this great hardcover Scrooge collection for, man, $35, which that was expensive to me. And then on the wall, I noticed that same book the guy had given me for free 5 years before was on the wall with a sold tag on it and a $350 price sticker.
Oh, damn. What was that
It was
book?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, first print.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh my
The video
gosh.
game had just come out, '89, and it gave it a big bump in value and interest. And the
Yeah.
cartoon, I guess, was coming out too. It had come out or something. And I'm like, man, I got one of those. And Monty, the guy that owned the shop, goes, "Oh man, I'll give you 350 store credit for it right now." I'm like, hell yeah! I got a bunch of Uncle Scrooge's, DuckTales, Sandman #1.
Nice.
Got a bunch of stuff with that credit, but really good.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it was
that's the thing
beautiful
that
comic.
you don't know. You don't know.
You know,
You know what I mean?
I'm like, man, who could have known that freaking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were going to end up freaking movie franchise,
Oh
toys,
yeah.
just
Yeah, definitely
and the
the turtle
comics.
fans out
Wow.
there. Oh man, they spend money. They
Oh
definitely
yeah.
spend money. So, who's your favorite comic book character?
Spider-Man
Spider-Man?
or
Okay.
Uncle Scrooge. It's hard to say. I like both of them a lot. I love DuckTales and the Uncle Scrooge stories, the past that he has, and Spider-Man. He was my first one. He was, grew up watching Electric Company.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
Spidey
that. I
was
remember
on
that.
that.
Yeah, he used to
The
be on
old
there.
Spidey cartoon.
Yeah, yeah. Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
And,
I think that's where I stole my the idea for the show.
oh
But
yeah, yeah.
actually, the person that had that name before I did was Fable. His
Right.
his his thing was the Amazing Friends, and I didn't know that at the time. Um, as far as a character that you're most related, that you could relate to the most. What comic book, cartoon, movie, or character in literature do you relate to the most?
Wow.
I know it's a tough
Uh,
one.
I guess. This is funny. How many of you know American Splendor?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people. Yeah,
RVP car.
yeah.
Yeah, I can relate to
Oh, really? Wow, that's so cool.
him. Standing in line behind people, like, really? How am I behind the person that has to use a check? Oh my god.
Yeah, that's like that's everyday life. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, standing in lines. Um, if there was one superpower you could have, what would that superpower be?
Man, that's tough. I guess I'd have to go with invisibility
Invisibility. Okay. So you can sneak into the girls' locker room
and the bank vault, and
and the bank
whatever.
vault. Do you collect anything besides comics?
No, no, no. Oh,
That's a lie.
yeah, except for books, cards. Actually, I collect just about anything that's collectible.
Yeah.
I've even
You have a
got
lot
some
of records.
old stuff, Hot Wheels. I sold my record collection, and I just I can't get into. It's
Vinyl.
too expensive.
Yeah.
They want
Vinyl
too
could
much
be
for it.
yeah. Vinyl could be pretty pricey. Um, let's see.
I do have one record that I kept because it's my favorite band and my favorite album from them. Rush
Yeah,
Hemispheres.
nice. I think I know the answer to this one, but as far as comic books, what are your favorite comic books?
Uncle Scrooge. Any
Yeah,
title with him in it. DuckTales, Scrooge, Disney Comics, and Spider Man. I mean,
nice.
I've got a couple of short boxes of Amazing Spider-Man built back up since I started collecting again.
Cool. Very cool. Um, as far as like watching other people's content, well, what other comic book YouTube shows do you watch on YouTube?
Gosh, not really much of anything except comic book content. And
Yeah.
there's
Like what
so much
shows do you
that I
watch?
want to watch and never get a chance to watch everybody's stuff.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot out there.
Right?
Well,
Just the
the funny
people I
thing is
know.
that yeah, exactly. Because the thing is that we do a few shows, Kevin, and we run into certain circles. I mean, there's like people that we've never met before that are
Oh
doing
yeah,
content
tons of
and
them.
doing good stuff too.
Oh, and music. I watch a lot of music concerts
Yeah,
on YouTube. Billy Strings.
yeah. Okay, so if money wasn't an issue, um, what comic would you buy if money was an issue?
Amazing Fantasy 15.
Yeah. Are there any writers or artists that you are a fan of that you've met?
Most of them. Uh, I love Neil Gaiman's work. I'm not particularly a fan of the person anymore, but I
Yeah.
love his art, and I did meet him multiple times in the '90s.
Oh wow. Okay.
And Dave Sim that did. I bought Cerebus back. I started buying it about '84, and
Oh, that's
followed
money
it
too,
through.
man. You had those early issues.
Oh
Man,
yeah,
didn't you weren't you a fan of Bone?
and Bone, and
Yeah.
I became a fan of Bone because I met Jeff Smith at Dragon Con on a preview night. He was standing there by himself. I'd never heard of Bone. And I saw it and I heard him talking to another fan about Uncle Scrooge and Carl Barks, that was the Uncle Scrooge artist and writer, and how much he liked him and Walt Kelly that did the Pogo strip and did the animal comics back in the 30s, 40s.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I like that. And I like the look of Bone. He had two of the hardcover Bone collections out at the time. The second one had just come out.
Yeah.
And so, he had them priced $10 each. So I bought the first one and he signed it and drew a little bone, remark on it. And
That's so
I
cool.
stood there and talked to him for probably an hour just about comics, about what we were fans of.
Huh.
And at some point, he reached down and picked up a number two and signed it and handed it to me and just said, "Yeah, here, this is for you. Since you
Oh
bought number
wow.
one."
That's amazing. You know what? That doesn't happen very often. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's like, I know it's probably before he got all the acclaim, but that's pretty cool when you could like actually sit down and talk to a creator of a comic. I
yeah,
mean, seeing how the creative process happened, you know what I mean? And
right.
yeah, Bone, that's been out for like forever.
I guess it was '93 probably when I met him, and it had been out a
Maybe,
couple of years at that point. I'd just never heard of it.
yeah,
And
very cool.
Chris Claremont, I met him. And that
Okay.
was a big one because I was a big X-Men fan back when he was the writer of X-Men in the '70s and '80s.
Where'd you meet him?
The first time I met him was the first comic convention I ever went to in 1983, Creation Con. That's what it was called in Atlanta.
Oh, never heard of that one.
I went for one day. My parents took me and one of my friends that collected, and it was neat. First Comics had just started publishing and were introducing their line of comics there, and it'd be '87 was when I went to the very first Dragon Con, and that was me and my three buddies stayed all night, stayed all weekend, and wow, just I went back every year for about 7 years after that to Dragon Con.
I know you've told me stories of Dragon Con and how awesome it is. You know what? That's on my bucket list. Maybe,
Yeah.
God
The
willing, one
thing
of these
is,
days I get to go
now
up there.
it's nothing like it was then. back then it
Oh.
was 3 or 4 thousand people, and there were no comic books for one thing. There were no comic books, no TV
Mhm.
shows, no movies. It was just fantasy gaming and novels. So books and games.
So it's changed since then. It's probably kind of like
Now
how
it's San Diego
Comic
Comic
Con,
Con.
San Diego Comic Con is, because it's
Yeah,
more of a pop,
yeah, it's a pop
yeah,
culture.
pop culture.
They bought out Atlanta Comics Expo in '93 and merged them, so they became Dragon Con Ace. So they had the comics with Dragon Con.
Oh wow,
And then about
interesting.
95 or 96, they started bringing in movie stars, which was cool. I got to meet Kenny Baker, David Prowse. Uh, there were a few Star Wars people there.
I can imagine.
The guy that played Boba Fett, I can't remember, Jeremy. No, what was his name? The original Boba Fett actor. Can't remember.
I can't think of it right
Yeah,
now.
but I met him and
No, that's cool.
other sci-fi stars and stuff. It was neat.
Nice, nice. All right. So are there any like artists or writers that you haven't met that you want to meet?
Oh gosh. Well, Don Rosa. Yeah,
Oh,
everybody got to meet him at Heroes Con, and I wasn't able to go, but Boggs was got me a book signed, and I'm so grateful for that. And
well,
had him
dude.
say, "Hey, Kevin," so I got to see him, you know,
Yeah.
wave to
Yeah,
me.
he pretty much travels all over. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you go to Heroes Con next year, he'll be there.
Yeah,
You'll be able to meet him. He's very accessible is the word I
yeah.
want to say. Yeah. All right. So, man, we're out almost at 25 minutes. I got a couple more questions, and then yeah, we'll wrap this up. So, okay, as far as the hobby, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Well, hopefully with a lot more books and more money to buy books. I
Good
would like
answer.
to have some runs complete.
Yeah.
I
So,
don't see me
okay,
ever finishing Amazing Spider-Man, but some of the
yeah,
other ones.
that's well, I'm trying to finish Spawn, and I found out really early on. Ooh, that's like that's a lifetime of collecting.
That's a task.
um,
See,
and
I bought the first phone when it came out. If I just kept buying them, I would have one.
yeah, you'd be current. Well, okay, so that Heroes Con. Okay, so I'm not going next year, but I plan on going in 2 years, and you better be there in 2 years. You better be there, Kevin.
I hope
I'm
so. I
I'm
really
really
do.
looking forward to meeting you in person. I mean,
Yeah,
I
man.
met Boggs, I met Matt, Cliff, those guys.
I
Even
got to meet
Christina
all
Payne.
those guys and you
Yeah,
and just everything, man.
we'll have a good time. We'll have a good time, Kevin. So definitely 2 years, man. Let's do this.
Yep.
So okay, so um, okay, last question. Okay, so what are some of the besides what you already mentioned? What are some of your favorite comics in your collection?
Well, there's of course the one I just mentioned that Bob's got for me.
Nice.
That's Don Rose's first published work.
I love that.
Uh,
Yeah,
Great autograph.
very cool. Very cool.
And gosh, it's hard to say favorite ones in the collection. Uh, my Bones hardcover collection, which isn't really floppies, but it's still comics.
Yeah, no, the stories are in there. You could read them. No, that's amazing.
My
So,
God
okay,
Loves Man Kills graphic novel signed twice by Chris Claremont because I forgot he had signed it one time and took it back 10 years later. He goes, I already signed this. And I said, oh, well, hell, sign it again. Back then, he didn't
yeah,
charge, so yeah, I could do
you
that.
got double signatures.
Yeah,
Oh, that is
double
so
signed
cool.
by the same guy and
All
dated
right,
10
so
years apart.
so wow, so we're almost at 30 minutes. First off, Kevin, I want to say thank you, man. You're one of my good friends, on YouTube, and I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, to do this one-on-one conversation. Before we go, I wanted to know if you wanted to plug something. Is there something you want to plug or
Just
shout out?
the trivia show Monday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern. I've been working early on the one for next Monday. I'm already getting it
Okay.
lined up.
Very nice.
Gonna
All right,
have
man.
I'll show a comic book cover, and you gotta, as quick as you can, pick the artist that drew it.
Very cool.
Some
Yeah,
will
you know what?
be.
If I didn't work Monday, that Monday is the only night that I work late.
Oh man,
I mean, but one of these days I'm gonna get a Monday off, and I want to be on that show. I want to see how I could
oh
do,
yeah,
how well I could do. So we'll see. All right. So again, Kevin, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you, man.
hey
And
man, it's been fun.
everybody who's watching this, who's going to watch this one-on-one conversation with Kevin, conversation with the community, I want to thank you. All right, everyone, take care.
Good night, everybody.